Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Both political parties in the United States are at civil war. The Democrats are imploding thanks to the leftist kooks that they created. The Republicans are fracturing because the elites of the party are throwing a tantrum over the Donald. Again, a situation totally created by themselves. And we haven't even gotten to the prize fight. This is going to be good.
Oh, this next few months will be
Isn't it
a
interesting,
war.
though? You've got both parties completely fractured. It's as if a crystal bowl fell off the table and just shattered on the ground for two totally different reasons.
Well, there's no question about it, and the thing is, in both cases now, the so-called establishments of both parties have lost total control, and the people that are going and voting within the framework of those two parties are totally different, but they're all doing what they want to do, and they're both against their own establishment.
Would you have ever thought you would see Bernie Sanders getting 25,000 people to an event? I mean, that's shocking to
Not
me.
until I saw the man does have the talent of articulation. I mean, if he was just a dummy doing nothing, standing there, it wouldn't surprise me. But the point is, the guy is good as far as getting people whipped up and promising everything to everybody for nothing.
But do these guys understand any of what he's talking about, or are they just looking with their hands out and their ears closed?
The latter,
Hands out, ears closed?
absolutely.
And these are far leftists. Black Lives Matter, Occupy Wall Street. It's all the same ginned up rent-a-mobs. Just put different shirts on with different signs.
They don't tell you that 2% of the population is paying 60% of the taxes. They say tax the rich, as if
What defines rich?
yeah,
If you have $1 in your pocket?
yeah, that's about that somebody goes to work every day.
So that's rich.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hear these guys talk about the middle class. Why do you define the middle class? What does that
Nobody
mean?
ever defines the middle class.
I could be making $20,000 a year. Is that middle class? I'm making $100,000. Is that what is it?
No,
What's rich?
You're right. These are but these are basic epithets that are used in order to provoke and antagonize and create anger and jealousy.
Now, you know Bernie Sanders is simply being the Washington Generals against the Globetrotters. He's just a stand-in. He's there to play the game, because if he wasn't, he'd be shouting from the rooftops about this superdelegate system.
No, they
It's
needed
completely
somebody.
rigged.
Not only that, though, it was amazing that the Democratic Party couldn't have anybody but this cast-off from the Clinton administration, his wife, Hillary. It would have been silly for her to go through without anybody being, and they sure didn't want Biden, because if Biden got in there, he might knock her off politically. So they kept him out of there. And so consequently, Sanders was a convenient antagonist who they would stand there, smile, say nice things, and they didn't realize the guy had the talent of communication and provocation.
And some fire. He's got some
Oh,
fire in
I
his
mean,
belly.
I'm telling
But
you.
you don't hear him going after the things that could actually make a difference, which tells you that he's in on the game. At least that's the way I read it.
I don't think so. I think the guy really, he is a socialist communist. I think he really is. I think his background would indicate that. He really believes that the world's sustenance, the world's continued existence is based on socialism, where everybody's equal. He really believes that.
Then he should move to Venezuela.
You see,
And
you're
he
trying
should
to give me practical
Try and
answers.
buy some toilet paper while you're
I
down there.
understand, but he still believes that. He believes that. I know I've run into socialists all my life. I don't argue with them because I know it's a waste of time. They really believe that. They don't. The thing that really angers me the most, and I made that comment about Zuckerberg and a lot of these billionaires who came up with great ideas. I can't take that away from them. But why is it that after they've made all this huge amount of money, they want to take it away from those who don't have the good fortune to be as talented as they were and to make the kind of money.
And then duck as many taxes as they can.
Oh, absolutely.
The biggest hypocrites on the planet are leftist liberals.
And go to any country that'll hide that money for them. And until the Panamanian Papers came along.
Now you've got the GOP, and a good friend of ours that we've done shows with, David Horowitz, came out with a pretty scathing article about Bill Kristol, and he called him a renegade Jew, and Bill Kristol took offense to that. I can't disagree with it.
I would too if somebody called.
But that's one Jewish person talking about another Jewish person.
Yeah, that's a.
But what is the Republican elite? What are Paul Ryan? What is he trying to pull off here? The American people are fully behind Donald Trump. Not that I am one way or another. But Paul Ryan lost the last election. He couldn't even win his home state.
What do you mean? His hometown.
And he has the nerve to sit there and try to play hardball like he's got the trump card, so to speak?
I lost a lot of confidence. I thought at first he seemed like a decent guy. He is an accountant, so he knows the difference between money, and having money, and how you can make it and lose it. But I think it's a way of calling attention to himself. That's why he gave in on the budget the way he did. He says, listen, and he got a lot of plaudits, including me, because forced Obama to lift the embargo on oil.
But that was the only thing that was given.
That's the only thing he got. I agree.
Everything else was a giveaway.
It was all a giveaway.
And he didn't even fight. Chuck Schumer even said, I would have never imagined we could have gotten that much.
He did, and he was right. Yeah, it was a
So Paul Ryan's a sellout in my book.
Well,
and so is Romney, and so is Bill Kristol, and so is Glenn Beck.
Romney is the most despicable of all, because he could have won that election if he'd have put on a campaign.
And then you don't hear from him for 7 years, and now all of a sudden he's got to stick his nose into everything again.
He's a bad loser. He had a chance to win. He probably knows he blew it, because I remember that night at the first debate, Obama was not ready, and he was wide open for a knockout, and Romney held back. Then the second time, when they talked about Obamacare, he said, Mr. President, you don't mind me calling it Obamacare, do you? Instead of doing the kind of thing that Trump would do, say, you SOB, you're killing this country by what you're doing. That's what a guy like Trump would have said.
And you know what? I've been saying this for a long, long time, that the political people on the left, they come to play, they use baseball bats, and they don't care how bad they hurt you. The Republicans have always tried to carry the high road. They've always tried to be the nice guy. They've never wanted to attack, and that's out the window this year.
Remember what Leo DeRocha said, nice guys always finish last.
And I have a feeling that Hillary Clinton is about to be bludgeoned more than she has ever been hit, because she's been coddled and covered her entire political life.
That's right.
And so is Bill. The whole pedophile plane with Jeffrey Epstein's going to come out. All the women that are coming out against him. The New York Times with that story that they just came out with.
That was
backfiring.
That was disgraceful.
It's backfiring. It's not working.
When I saw that, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how the lies and the distortions right on the front page.
Top of the front page.
And you're right. I mean, we're not.
Did they ever go after the Clinton Foundation or the money?
But the point is, didn't they realize that this would blow up in their face the way they did it?
No, they've had the left has had a political playbook for 40 years, and it's worked against every single Republican candidate until now, because this guy doesn't care. He owns the media. He doesn't care, and I bet he gets 3 times as much coverage as she gets from liberal outlets.
Oh, there's no question about it. And he's very relaxed. He's doing, he's like a nice old man up there talking. And
if he doesn't win, he goes back to making hotels and buildings and.
Oh, you're talking about Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, well, come on. The guy has an empire many times over.
So he could care less.
Well, I think he really feels he has a mission.
I agree. And he doesn't lose. You notice that?
No, he's not a good loser.
He doesn't lose. You never see Trump on the losing end.
No, I think the only thing is I wish he wouldn't have been so. He exposed himself a little too much by
being belligerent,
by his tantrums. Yeah.
boorish.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten used to that. I mean, I don't mean you can't stick it to the other guy, but do it in a way that doesn't make you look bad.
But it seemed to have worked.
I guess so.
I mean, he took 16 really strong candidates
Oh, yeah.
and took every one of them out.
Well, the point is, every place he went, he got the most votes. I mean, that's basically it.
And he's gotten more votes than any Republican
Ever.
primary nominee ever. We need to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. Our moment in history is straight ahead. Make sure to check out your social media platforms and share it with your friends and family. We'll be right back.